Right, this is a video I wish I had found 5 months ago to save myself from the nightmare that I'm in right now. It's going to help anxious people, people that overthink and people that sort of torture themselves inside without telling anybody else. There's a phrase, it's okay not to be okay, and I took that phrase, I didn't take the truth out of it, okay? The truth is that it's okay not to be okay, and that's what it means. It's okay not to be okay. It doesn't mean it's okay to be completely hating yourself, depressed, and just torturing yourself inside. It doesn't mean that, because that has led to a huge problem that has put everything on hold, put my whole life on hold. I've been inside for 5 months. The only time I've left the house is to go to doctors and doctor's appointments. Basically what it is if you're like me, or like me in the past, because this is what I used to do, I was trying to train myself to stop making mistakes. I hate when I can't think of words, which is a problem I've got right now, or if say there's a time when I was in a situation talking to somebody and I didn't think of the right thing to say, or I didn't think of something to say which would have been great to say at the time. I come home and I feel like if I had said it, it would have changed the whole rest of my life, basically. I'll come home and I'll sit there and I'll think, why did I do that? Why did I do it? And just within myself I would be sort of pushing a negative feeling. The reason I would do that is because I thought if I dwelled on things enough, dwelled on almost enough, I would learn from them. Like revision, basically. It got to a point where every time I made a mistake I'd go and sit down for half an hour and just think, why did I do that wrong? I need to stop doing that, I need to not do that again. I replay it over and over in my mind, the way it should have gone, but then the way it went as well, and what I thought the outcomes of how bad it was going to be. Whenever I thought about how bad life was going to be because of the mistake I'd made, it brought on this huge feeling, this massive feeling of regret, and each time the regret got bigger and bigger and turned into something physical. If I thought about it long enough, there would be this feeling of blood, or just like a black sort of hole opening up within my head and going down through my body and round my shoulders and down through my arms and then going to my feet, and felt like everything had been crushed onto my feet. And I'd go sort of cold and I'd feel it all running down my body. It was like somebody had put treacle or syrup underneath my skin and it was just going down, and I could bring on this feeling that was just like a huge pressure. And so I was like, I need to make sure I don't make any mistakes so that I'm not affecting the point in time of which I walk onto a road in front of a car. It just kept going on like this, and I was getting better and I stopped making as many mistakes, but then each time I did make a mistake my body would automatically start dwelling on it on its own, and that feeling of blood coming down or a black cloud coming down and going through my body and pushing everything to my feet, to the floor, like I had no energy all of a sudden, and with my head in my hands, was starting to happen instantly. As soon as I made that mistake that I'd been dwelling on, if I made the same mistake the next day or maybe even just 2 hours later, then it'd come on straight away. One day I woke up one morning and it was in the summer, we're just itchy around here and then I just thought it was heat rash. The next day it was worse, and the next day it was just spread all out around here, but then it was like lumps, and I looked like a thermal image map. But basically where the sea is white and the countries are red, that's what I had. Went to the doctors and they were just like, oh yeah, it's just eczema, that's just eczema. And so they gave me something to stop that and nothing stopped, it didn't work. Went back and she was like, oh that's hives. I was like, okay, it'll go. But then it kept on going, it got to 2 weeks. People who needed me to do stuff and I couldn't do anything, I couldn't go out. It got to 2 weeks and we went back and we were like, oh right, let's try something else, give me different tablets. They didn't work. Went back, gave me steroids. The first day it went, and then on the next couple of days it came back worse than ever, and the steroids were making me heat up, which was making this get worse. In the heat this is far worse. And so that wonderful summer that we had and everybody was out and having a great time was horrendous for me. Absolutely horrendous. So yeah, the heat makes it far worse, so they were like, okay, it's hives, but it can't be an allergic reaction because it's been going on for this long. And you know, there's just started getting to points where I was just crying and I was taking tablets and they weren't doing anything. I was up all hours of the night, sometimes getting just 1 hour of sleep in the night, just being alone, just insanely itchy. I'm itchy right now, driving me nuts. And I've gone back to the doctors, they've given me this new tablet that you have to go up in every week one at a time, and you can eventually go to 5, and if you get to 5 then they'll end you and take it down slowly, but it hasn't stopped the itching anyway. I was told to just go up 1 a day in the end because it wasn't working, and dear. And so now that's where I'm at right now, is that I'm on these 5 tablets a day and sleeping tablets to knock me out so I can go to sleep, but they only work for like 2 hours and then maybe I have to overdose, which I've never done before and don't want to take any tablets ever. Always refuse tablets, I don't even take painkillers. That's how bad it is, because I'm just taking all of them now. But what I'm saying is, when you catch yourself dwelling on a problem or overthinking, if you start allowing yourself to feel sad and you start feeling down, if you keep doing that, it's going to turn into this. This is actually really good right now. This is the best it's been. I don't know if you can see it properly. I can't function when it's at its worst. I can't do anything. This is probably the opposite of what other people say. You need to stop allowing yourself to feel terrible. Just try and move on as quickly as possible, because you're just going to end up like this, and it's not worth it. Because I was thinking, I'll save myself time if I stop myself from making all these terrible, simple mistakes that I do think to other people are probably, they either don't mind about them or just make them every day, or they're smart enough to just, not make the mistakes. But unfortunately I'm not that smart. And it's not just, stress of making, going wrong, it's the stress of the rest of everything that's happened to me. It is possible that this has come from the meningitis that I had, but just as a precaution, I would stay away from dwelling on things and just focus on positive thoughts, which is really hard, but unless you want to end up like me, then stop. Just stop. Positive thoughts. You've got to pretend to be happy and to trick your own body and mind into thinking that you're happy even when you're not. Just be like, life is so good, even though it's not, even though it isn't. You've got to be like that. Just, yes, life is freaking great. Good luck, and hopefully you'll never have this. Check out the description, because there's probably going to be some important stuff. Focus, being happy, joyous, wonderful, happy thoughts. You're alive, you're here, everything's great. Good joke. Yeah, but seriously, it's gotta be, because otherwise you're gonna end up like me.